Alright. And hello. We are back with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. As soon as the title screen ends. There we are. Not much to say. There's the battle for the Defender's Heart that's about to happen. And hoping this goes off without a hitch. Alright. Everyone's rested, you know, their abilities. I chatted with everyone that matters to chat to. Guess talk to Arabeth. Yeah, we'll talk to Arabeth and get this fight started. Ready? Start the battle. I'm ready to defend this place. Amaday, help us all. This battle won't be easy. I'll just work with who we got here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before I even do that, let's actually see if I can properly equip everyone. No better armor for you. What else am I gonna have? I'm gonna have Dayrin. Guess I can give him this. Or is this better? $16 or 20 armor class. Probably go for this. That way he can move around a little better. Who else we got? We got Ember. What can we give you? No armor. No fancy weapons, really. Nothing for you either, Woljif. We got Lon. It's a long bow. He's using a short bow. No. See, it's fine with that as well. Alright. Should be good to go. You always speak so softly, I keep forgetting to raise the volume of my headset. Anyways, hi, how was your D&D? Oh, Sorry, I forgot. I thought I said how D&D was yesterday. But then again, it was kind of last minute, and I did babble about it. Uh, D&D yesterday was okay. They wound up going into the boss room, although it wasn't really a boss room. It was like, because how long they took to get there, the boss had pretty much found out how to get the item they wanted and how to get away. So I had them just come in just to see him nab it and make a getaway. There was a relic in that they were supposed to try to get, but they failed because they took too long. After that, uh, someone else had come in looking for same said relic and was convinced that the players had it. At least that's how the scenario plays out. And the players either have to beat him or at the very least convince him that they are not the ones who have the item, although they are the only ones standing in the room where the item was last seen or where the item was last reported to be. And since they failed their persuasion check, he pretty much set the whole place to go boom, and the players had to either get out through the secret exit that they just saw the previous villain run off with the relic, open that secret door and run out there, or take the long way around and run out the way they came in. They chose to run out the way they came in because they were convinced that the secret passage might not lead outside in time. I just shrugged and said, okay, you guys do that. As they ran, one of the players didn't make it. One of the players was knocked out unconscious and bleeding out. No one had healing, and no one had time to spend to, stop and use a healer's kit until last minute. So the barbarian got everyone out safe at the end, but while they were running off to try to heal people up, one of the players rolled a natural 1 on their death saving throw and died. After much deliberation, the other players decided to respectfully bury his body because, for whatever reason, they don't know about how to revive, or they didn't want to roleplay that their characters knew anything about revival magic. So I'm like, okay. The player was naturally pissed off, grumbled, and then about after 20 minutes of that, he said, I guess I'll make my next character. Because he had other characters that he wanted to play anyway, so it was like, it sucks your character, he felt it sucked that his character died, but it was like, At least he can play something else now. And more or less, that was about it. The rest of it was just the 2 players that were left alive making their way back to the city to report the job done. And that was it. All right, with that report out the way, I think everybody's ready. Erebeth, we go off to battle. You say it won't be easy, I disagree. Also, in case I forgot to say this earlier, hello Atrocious! Welcome back to this train. Alright. Now, what do I have to do? Guess we'll have them deal with all of them up here. Except Woljif. No, Woljif 2. We'll have Ember and Lon go deal with these.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. You won't survive me.
My D&D has turned sour. Got into a disagreement with my party over how often we should play. They didn't want to make progress despite missing a player. I just wanted to play more often. So after deliberation, I left the party and started a new one. Plan on using the full extent of the Twilight Domain cleric. Alright. I wish you luck in your new group. And hopefully the new group actually wants to play as often as you want to. Although I might go trickery to benefit the thief of the party, don't know. Unless you know what that person's schedule and reliability is, you probably shouldn't make a character that's only supporting one party member specifically, as opposed to the entire group. If you know they can be reliable to always show up, then yeah, go for it. Otherwise, it's probably a bad idea. Alright.
Do not hold back. Endure this! Make every strike count. You've crossed the wrong mongrel. You won't survive me.
Loot that.
Strike as one.
Can you just die already?
Endure this! Make every strike count. You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
See. Oh, I'm down. Damon, run up and heal. Okay. That was bad, but okay. Try to heal them up. One more. Heal yourself.
I'm sorry I have to do this. Surrender or else.
All right. People resistance is that in there? Didn't even have anything worth taking. It's a forge.
Too late for apologies.
Actually, no, all of them are immune to fire. Not sure what I'm gonna do here. This area is pretty much well enough protected. Sheila, go help Lon.
This is not my time yet.
Okay, run. Okay, run that way,
This was unexpected.
idiot. Let's see, how many of these guys can we make fall asleep? Can. Okay, new plan.
You won't stop us.
Apparently she will.
To continue fighting everyone.
The Inheritor,
Fighting.
guide my blade.
Why do you avoid going up the stairs? I hate this pathing.
Attack!
Really?
Cover me, all right?
You should just sit there.
Into the fray. The light. Take you.
We shall overcome.
Okay.
I will not falter.
because I clearly need Sela there for like the majority of this. Oh, okay.
I've survived worse.
Good job. Okay, hold on. I just want to see this in real time, just for the clip. Good job, Lon. All right. Why did it even let him run there? Move. Oh my God, he's stuck. He's glitched in. Sucks.
The inheritors, guide my blade. No glory without risk. The light take you.
It's all your fault. Hold on, just a little more.
Okay. Damn. Fight's over. Victory. Narbus bites back and our teeth are sharp. Erebeth is glowing with zeal, and she raises her fists in triumph. Now we take the fight to them. What are our losses? Minimal. The battle wasn't easy, but thanks to you we chewed them up and spat them out again. They thought they could break us, but they only bolstered our spirits. Will there be another attack? I doubt it. Demons aren't famed for their organization. We'll strike a blow at the Grey Garrison long before they regroup for a new assault. Congratulations on the victory. It wouldn't have been possible without you. That reminds me. We found this among the attackers' remains. This trophy rightly belongs to you. Nicely done. Now our goal is to rout the demons in the Grey Garrison just like we did here. The Flail of Weakness. Alright. I thank you for saving the esteemed citizens of Kenabres, even though not all of them deserve to be saved. May Iomedae forgive my words. Erebeth casts a meaningful look at Count Arende, sitting at a nearby table. I don't really mean that, of course. I just never fail to be astounded by the way that good people seem to perish while the not-so-good prove to be incredibly, amazingly enduring. Even so, the Count sought me his aid. Can't be all bad. Yes, that's not like him at all. Joining the Crusades is a tradition among Mendevian nobles, but Dayren Irinde was never too keen on fighting demons. The Count has a certain reputation in Mendev. He's not a pleasant individual by any means, but he's not known for any particular villainy either. The Count enjoys a life of leisure surrounded by a gaggle of sycophants, who are always eager to badmouth the Queen at his command. He likes settling scores, too. There was a hero in the First Crusades, Sir Lant, a kind and honest man. After the end of his glorious career as a soldier, he became a wise mentor to the younger generation. He ran afoul of the Count somehow, perhaps by lecturing him about his idle lifestyle and a lack of purpose. When Sir Lant died, the Count managed to buy a portion of his estate and ordered the knight's helmet to be reforged into a chamber pot. And of course, he didn't keep this little joke private. The Queen was particularly affronted by it because Sir Lant used to be her most loyal comrade in arms. I was there receiving an assignment from Her Majesty and witnessed the exact moment she found out about the helmet's fate. It's a small thing, but I could see the Queen's anguish at the travesty that had been made of her friend's legacy. That's what our Count is like as a person. And as for his talent for survival, do you know the story of Heaven's Edge? He was the only member of his family to escape with his life when the demons unleashed a magical plague at the Irinde estate. Would you tell me more about the event at Heaven's Edge? I don't know all the details. It happened a while ago, back when I was a mercenary and had nothing to do with Canabras. I only know that there was a grand feast in honor of Dayren's birthday, and all his relatives were invited along with a few other distinguished guests. Everyone died from a mysterious disease someone had unleashed on the estate, including the servants, the guards, and a number of clerics and paladins. But the young Count survived, because of his healing ability, I suppose. Dayren does possess an unusually brilliant talent, even if the application of his skills leaves much to be desired. Erebeth scowls. Why is he trying to provoke the Queen? Who knows? It could be some family matter. The Count is Her Majesty's cousin twice removed or something like that. But I think he simply enjoys infuriating people. Crusaders and Iomede's servants especially. Thank you for telling me all this. My pleasure. I'm sorry you had to endure my grumbling. Watching these things happen to my city has put me in a foul mood. I found Jenna Aldori like you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get. Erebeth frowns. I suppose it's asking too much to want fighters that are sober as well. Alright, that's it. Go, man, I'm gonna keep you safe.
Godspeed.
Actually, before I forget, Clyme seems remarkably at ease. His face is untroubled, as if his life and the lives of everyone else in the tavern aren't hanging by a thread. As he reads a dog-eared book and makes notes in the margins, He notices you, looks up from the page, and gives you an amiable nod. Tell me about yourself. I'm from Taldor. I began serving Nephis from a very young age. I swept the temple, dusted the books, and I studied. I dreamed of becoming a Theurge, but for whatever reason, no matter how well I performed magic or how devoutly I prayed, I could never combine those two strengths. And then I came to Miamir's book about the application of magic in the struggle against the demons, and her words revealed a great secret to me, that faith is dead without deeds, that anyone who seeks knowledge for its own sake or power or glory will not achieve anything unless they direct it toward a worthy purpose. I renounced Nephis and swore myself to an Iomade. I crossed an entire continent to meet Lady Miamir and ask her to take me on as her student, and it was here, in this accursed land, fighting against the forces of the abyss, that I finally realized the true purpose of magic and prayer. I became a Theurge because I finally had a reason to become one. Tell me about your order. Our order devotes itself to mystical research and the pursuit of secret knowledge. We spend just as much time on spells as we do on prayers and weapon drills. At the end of the day, our enemy is not of this world, which means that to fight it, we need knowledge that is not of this world either. I can see that Miamir the Scholar means a lot to you. She's my teacher, Claims responds simply. Without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. What are you reading? Climb closes the book and shows you the cover. Selected passages from the letters of Saint Limerin. It's amazing how humble she was. She could have been the high priestess of the Church of Iomade if she'd wanted to. Power was hers for the taking, but clearly it wasn't a temptation for her. Reading these letters, I understand why Iomade made Limerin one of her servants after she died. How can you help us when we attack the Grey Garrison? There's one ritual that we've been wanting to test for a long time. If it works as it should, we can offer you an effect similar to a haste spell, not for a handful of seconds, but for scores of minutes, maybe even hours. I have to go. Be careful. Our foes like to pretend to be our friends.
Let us press on.
Uh-huh. Commander, look what we've got here. Are you two mad? Whatever possessed you to steal the gem golem from the Tower of the Strahd Museum? You didn't steal nothing, Commander. Saw some looters dragging it down the street. Chinese fellow belongs to the treasury. Alone, so let's see. Join, see to it that no one lays so much as a finger, stone, or plugs out. Damn, the text is moving too fast for me to read. Let's go back to the dialogue and see if I can read it from here. Alright. See, Commander, look what we've got here. You two mad. Whoever possessed you to steal the gem golem from the Tower of the Strahd Museum. Explain yourselves. You didn't steal nothing, Commander. We saw some looters dragging it down the street and recaptured it. Now this shiny fella is our trophy by rights. And shiny fella belongs to the treasury. The inlay alone is worth more than a castle. I really don't like the idea of leaving this thing unattended. Jorn, see to it that no one lays so much as a finger on the skull or plucks out a single gem. And the same goes for you two. Your new mission is to guard this shiny fella, as you called it. Alright, that's new.
We march ahead.
Scrawny tieflings. Look who it is! The tiefling raises a hand in greeting. Who would have thought that I'd end up in the Crusader army? Go figure. Remind me again, who are you? We're called the Thieflings. We kinda skirt around the edges of the law. That's how we make our living. Say some tyrant bans books and shows stuff he don't like. Or fancy Keonan wine that he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill the gap in the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Did Erebeth accept you? With open arms. She knows exactly who I am and where I'm from, but she's come down with a convenient case of amnesia where I'm concerned. And who can blame her? The city's in a bad way. You don't turn down help in a situation like this, no matter what quarter it comes from. Prelate Horam didn't cause you any problems? The tiefling's face breaks into a smug grin. He tried. Only it seems his reign of terror is coming to an end. The soldiers listen to Erebeth, and she wants nothing to do with him. All he can do now is huff and puff about a tribunal. How can you help us when we attack the Grey Garrison? I'll tell you straight, we're not getting involved in any fighting. Warriors we ain't. But we can scout, sneak right under the demons' noses. Look for traps and hidden doors. In other words, we can smooth the path for your whole operation. And then all you gotta do is go in there and bump off the demons. Nothing to it. You're thieflings. Aren't you with Charisma and the rest of them? Looky here. Somebody seems very well informed. You even know the name of our leader. When things started heating up, Sister Charisma betrayed us all. Now it's every tiefling for himself. We're all scrambling to claim our share and get the hell out of here. We're supposed to meet in a prearranged location, the ones who survived, that is. We went to the Grey Garrison to get our stash, and look how that turned out. One of the gang got trapped in the rubble. So here's your answer. It's now every man for himself, and that means that we're all free to do what we want. I'm going now. See ya. Good luck out there. Don't go getting trapped under any rubble now. Nice. Okay, guys. For treasure. Prestidigipainter Golem. The magnificent and glittering golem encrusted with gems and covered in intricate flowery embossing triumphantly exclaims, "Happy to be of service. May Shelyn brighten and vivify your day." What are you? I am a prestidigitator golem. Many millennia ago, I was built by Azlanti clerics of Shelyn, the goddess of beauty, to make the world a better place. In my joyful service, I have visited many lands, and for the past few centuries I have resided at the Temple of the Sunrise Chrysanthemum in Tianxia. But then the good cleric saw fit to offer me as a gift to the Mendevian Crusaders so that you could share in the beauty I can create. Can you do anything useful? My creators granted me the ability to place illusions on various items. I can change their color and texture to make them look more beautiful and appealing to the eye. Would you like me to cast an illusion over your armor to make it green? Green is a very pleasant color, and it would match your eyes. How'd you end up here? I was in the Tower of the Strahd Museum, but then some not beautiful people came in and started smashing everything. I asked them to show restraint, and that's when they decided to steal me. After all, I am beautiful and very valuable. They dragged me down to the street, but I didn't want to go with them, so I kept stopping. The least beautiful of my kidnappers threw me over his shoulder and tried to run away with me, but I am very heavy, so his back made a very not beautiful crunching sound. He started yelling, and then everyone else started yelling, and some of that yelling was directed at me. And then they started hitting me with their not beautiful weapons. And then some good crusaders drove them away and brought me here. And now I've been lumbering with you. Waste of good metal you are. And instead of working, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you so no one is tempted by the walking treasure trove. What can you do to help the war effort? I was not designed for any type of combat. Yet I can bring beauty and harmony to any type of combat. I want you to cast an illusion on my gear. Happy to be of service. Let's see, so this is new. Select an item to change appearance. Then select an item to transfer its appearance from. Nope. Alright. What about the shield? Currently it looks like this. Oh no. Reset the shield. Fascinating. Cute. Absolutely nothing of benefit, but yeah, It's an option that's there. Nothing better. Alright. That's about it. Show me where, so junk. Pretty sure I won't use the hide armor for anything. Aside from that, let's see. Any weapons I would want? Container. I'm not sure what weapon to actually focus on here. Is there any fancy scimitar to wield? Nope. What about armors? And get the shield for Sela. Moving around. Hold on, I might use this. Never to wear. Uses charge combat maneuver to hit an enemy. And they do an extra d6 bludgeoning and can knock them prone. Sure. Let's look into that. What are you wielding right now? Just a +1 breastplate. So this is all that and more. Alright. Accessories. Nothing. I'll think about the, what's it called? That was saying blow from above. See, just a D4 extra damage while mounted. I can live without it. But I don't have to, so I'll get it anyway. Oh, of course. Let's see. Something to sell. I don't think I'll ever use the heavy flail of weakness. Sell that. What else we got that I don't need? Just got to be sold. I think I'll get rid of the quarterstaff of coercion. Alright, buy these. Because I can. Living rat. What else? Give Sela shield. And while he doesn't use it yet, he will. So, put the spear on his back. Alright. Save. With all that out the way, let's move on. Where's Holrun? I told him to come down here. Jorn Vane. There they are. The Inquisitors and home. Look at the state of this lot. Drunkards and delinquents all. Sarah thinks she is. The prelate is capable of leading this rabble to victory. Alright. Holrun's stern gaze darts around as he listens in on conversations, as though hoping to catch someone in the act of sedition. Ah, you again. Anything to report? You wanted to know about my gift? I had a vision. An angel by the name of Lario was killed by a creature resembling Descari. Before he died, Lario bequeathed his sword to whoever could lift it. The Inquisitor listens to you intently, almost reverently. Or reverentially. The angel Lario. The name is familiar to me, of course. During the First Crusade, several warriors from heaven fought shoulder to shoulder with the Crusaders, including some of their most illustrious heroes. It has always been a regret of mine that I never had the chance to meet one of them. A tinge of envy bleeds into the Inquisitor's voice, but he smooths it away and continues. By the time I was born, most of the angels had left the ranks of the Crusaders. Iomede's faithful servants at the time were told that the warriors of heaven were departing on a special mission that would weaken the forces of evil. That was a long time ago, and since then none of the angels have returned. I have no doubt that their mission continues to this day. but I digress. Everyone believed that Lorio left along with the rest. But you have revealed the sorrowful truth to me, that our hero perished, leaving his gift to await the arrival of one worthy of it. Sad, sad tidings. Alright, remind me, who are you again? Let's see. I find it passing strange that you don't already know what. Oh, okay, so he does say the same stuff. You find enemies wherever you look. Oh, yeah, he really doesn't say anything new, does he? Oh, hold on, here we go. Did you talk to Erebeth? The old man sneers. That little upstart went behind my back and declared herself warden of the city. She refused to step aside. I should have her arrested and all the rabble she's drawn about her. But now's not the time for that. I'll let her play warden all she likes. Once we've cleared the demons out of the city, I'll make sure she's hauled in front of a tribunal for this little stunt. How can you help us when we attack the Grey Garrison? What do you mean, how can I help you? Why all these questions? You're not doubting my abilities, are you? Halran snorts indignantly. We are Inquisitors. We will provide tactical support with cold steel or magic as we see fit. I have to go. Go, and may Iomedae keep you. Loot. That whole trip. That's the tail. Okay. Right.
I will guide us.
Let's see. Before anything else, I do have to go talk to the storyteller as well. Alright.
Let us press on.
Just the storyteller there. Alright. Here we go. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some color. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my savior? I recognize your footsteps. Determined footsteps befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Erebeth has explained why you are looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabris that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Canabris did I sense a flaw. A spot of corruption inside. A vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Who are you and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly. I am the storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I am old even for an elf. I have seen many things and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquire my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of others' squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Neurosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Canabris. Do you wield some special magic power, some instinct? The storyteller chuckles. Yes, to a certain extent, but it is more of a gift. I can see the past stories that have happened. I touch an object, and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I have been roaming the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. Hold on. Testing. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright. What blight is concealed in the wardstone? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created. And it is hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness, called Minago, invaded the city with a crowd of her followers. and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Iomedae herself? The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even the terrifying Baelor Khoronzada. Their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Daskari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Kenabres. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it to the other stones along the whole parameter of the world room. Why did you travel to the wardstone? I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began. I have heard you, storyteller. In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. As far as I know, there's nothing like it in Kenabres, but the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Tyrendelev, the silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Tyrendelev perished and search there for something. I'm sorry I can't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. Present the purple stone knife. I found it in the square where Tyrendelev perished. What do you make of it? The storyteller reaches out and says softly, "Even from here I can feel strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I will examine it, using my method. I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions, and shreds of their memories. Maybe it'll help us better understand what we are dealing with." The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his voice disgustingly raspy. "Hunger. My many legs bring me into the lair, to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body overfilled with food is so huge that I have to look at it with all of my eyes at once. On top of her scrawny little head, with a long beak that is always yearning for more food. You feel feverish, and your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed, feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions, visions that repeat the words of the old elf. Mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch, whose only achievement is my birth. A creeping, wingless creature. It's your fault I have no wings. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Huh? Oh. Okay, so I ordered a mini that's carrying a mace, but I have no intention of using one. Should I still invest in strength, even though I'll mostly be using a crossbow? That is the problem with a lot of miniatures. You know, before ordering it, mate, like, you could have looked into it. What about Hero Forge? Let's see. Hero Forge is, what is it called? You know, I'm not sponsored by Hero Forge. So you know what? Never mind. I'll just answer your question as you stated it. Should you invest in strength? Nah. If you're mostly planning on playing your character as a caster, then outside of wisdom, nothing else really matters. Only worry about having a +2 in your dex if you're using medium armor. Because if I remember right, Twilight Cleric doesn't get heavy armor, so you don't really need strength. But medium armor at best only cares about only uses a +2 in your dex modifier anyway. Even if you did have a +3 modifier, it wouldn't help, so. Like, ideally, you'll want to start with, if you're using standard array, a dex score of 14 and a wisdom score of 16. And then everything else is just up to you. If I had to choose one other stat for you to put over the others, I'd say Constitution. The player that died, if they had just had a bit more Constitution, they would have actually made their saves and actually not gone down. No, they wouldn't have gone down as fast, so they wouldn't have had to make as many death saves. Normally, it's the one stat to actually care about beyond just what the class abilities care about. Oh no, I get heavy armor and martial weapons. But you have a point. I'm not a dwarf, so I have no use for strength. Yeah. Just keep in mind that your cleric, whether you're using medium or heavy armor, all clerics can use a shield, so, you know, just make sure of that you're utilizing that. Wait, Twilight gets martial weapons and heavy armor? I didn't know that. Alright. Like dark buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limb. Dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor splatters. The bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful tiny head and tear it off along with the shreds of meat. Victory! I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste. His voice becomes normal again. Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me. Twilight is busted from level 2. For 1 minute. I'm using my mace or shield very often. Oh, if you're playing him at a distance, yeah. Oh, do you have any idea? Do you have like a favorite spell in mind that you're gonna use? Aside from Cure Wounds or Healing Word, I mean. Let's see. Did this knife belong to a demon? The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm crosses his face. A new vision, a much stronger one, engulfs the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish from his voice as it grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tight it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly. Corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless, but it will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. Light, white light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hand. Out of breath, he drops to his knees. He is trembling. The terror on his face is so unlike his usual dignified manner. What was that? That was not the past. That was something that is yet to happen, or rather might happen. One of the roads to the future, and one of the possible futures. This item will help you to cleanse the wardstone, or to destroy it. I was thinking Shield of Faith doesn't require concentration. Alright. Well, if you're not planning on using your own shield, that means you're not focused on your armor class, but the armor class of someone else. You got anyone that's a tank in the party? You feel a longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that has opened up in it. It is hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment, your self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man stands up. He looks completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me. But how? I am not an oracle or a prophet. Or is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen. I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I'm sure of. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign of coming changes, great changes. I sheared your... Only damage dealers. They're assuming I'll be tanking probably, but I don't have the stats to tank. Normally, when you know you don't want to tank, just tell everybody ahead of time. Also, if you're the only healer, then you really shouldn't be the one tanking. I do mean if you're the only one. If you're not the only one, then yeah, you can, but still. I'm playing an elf. Okay. Are you playing a wood elf, a high elf, a wood elf, a high elf, a dark elf, a Shadar Kai, an Eladrin? Let's see. They have other elves. What are the space elves called from Space Jammer? What is it? No, not Space Jammer. Spelljammer. Yeah, that's it. Spelljammer. They got a new elf. What's that one called? You playing that one? Saying you're playing an elf doesn't really narrow it down all that much nowadays. Alright. Let's see. I shared your vision, and this knife tempted me. Did you see what I saw? This has never happened before. Could it be the magic of the object that you brought me? I sense dark energies in it that can cloud and charm the mind. Be careful with this item. It may have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its powers and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us, something we don't yet understand. Astral elves. Oh, I'm playing wood elf. Okay. Pretty good. Let's see. Playing a wood elf, Twilight Domain cleric with an emphasis on, well, with no one who has a naturally high armor class already. It kind of feels like Shield of Faith, like, just gives people from crap armor class to average armor class. But if it can help, then it helps. Since you're playing to be ranged, I don't think you're playing to use Shield of Faith on yourself. But you're playing a cleric. You should be fine. But do clarify with your party that you don't want to be a tank. If everybody says too bad, you can say, well, I'm not going to, so you can be upset if you want. But if you tell them before the game starts and before you ever see combat that you don't want to tank, then, and everyone expects you to do it anyway, then that's kind of their own issue. Also, since you made a cleric but you didn't make life domain cleric, you're not inherently the party healer if you don't want to be that either. But again, do tell your party that. That's about it. And good luck and have fun. Let's see. Can you see the future? I don't know. Obviously I can, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The future never opened its secrets to me before I met you. Gods, who are you and why have our paths crossed? I feel this is not a coincidence. Something momentous is happening. Destiny is pushing us towards something, but what? Questions without answers. I swear, this morning I couldn't have imagined what awaited me. Right? Maybe it's the knife that gives you the power of divination? This knife is a powerful artifact, but I feel that its power is of a different nature. No, I felt the same as I do when I tell the past. This is my gift, but manifested in a completely abnormal way. No, I plan on being a powerful healer starting level 2. Oh, well, alright. Is what you saw destined to happen? No. The future is not set. It used to be, a long time ago when the god Eredin guarded Golarion, but not now. Prophecies do not come true, or they do, but not the way they were supposed to. I only saw one version of the future, one of the paths leading to it, but the choice has not been made, and our destinies are not set in stone. Who were you in your vision? I don't know. Someone strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt that what I was doing had to be done. Your powers are amazing. A few minutes ago I would have agreed with you. But the thing that has just happened, it disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like this. Something has changed, and these changes frighten me. I mean, why is it so important to cleanse the wardstone of corruption? I've examined the wardstone. Oh no, he already said this. Right, I have to go. Or I have heard your story to him. Examine. Right. Oh. Please examine the items I'm carrying. Perhaps some of them could tell a story. The storyteller nods politely. Let me touch them, and I'll tell you what I see. The old elf carefully takes Yaniel's sword, Radiance. Powerful forces lie dormant in this sword. It used to belong to an incredibly bright and daring soul. The storyteller's hand runs carefully over the scale that has still not lost its shine. Proud Tarindalev, protector of Canabras. You devoted your life to serving people. Your death is a great loss. But maybe I will be able to find out something about you that is unknown to you, your many admirers. The storyteller hand touches Finian. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented. Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. The storyteller fiddles with a fragment of a gold buckle. An old thing, created long ago by divine will, but the power that gave birth to it has lost it. It is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on. Though it has changed, I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive the object, and with it, its story. The elf looks at you with unusual patience. Shall we? Present a knife. Tell me about its previous owner. Oh, no, I already read all this. Alright. Yeah. Is it Radiance? Right. The storyteller touches the blade with his finger. Sadness rings in his voice. Dresden is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat, no, we flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by the angry howls of demons, killing the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm standing still on the wall. I am covering the retreat. Demons do not attack, they seep around you. fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, but they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate tower. Radiance glows with a golden light in my hands. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through my closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile. I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, Discari Spawn! Who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yaniel. You know how many of you I have killed with this very hand. You want to curry favor with Derazand, Minaga, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head if you can." Roaring and screaming, they rushed toward me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashed against me, spattering my armor with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped up bodies plummet to the floor or to the foot of the tower. In the heat of battle, I see Jorn's pale face down there. He looks up at me in desperation, but he can't help. He's carrying 2 wounded on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is why I am what I am fighting for. I am covering the retreat. Dorvan is a skilled 4th blacksmith, brother of the traitor Staunton Vane, and a friend of Yaniel, celebrated hero of the Crusades. The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armor is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stabbed with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slickened hand. He flies up but falls somewhere far behind the walls, by the road being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hands. The night closes in on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demon laughter. Drezen, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous Iomedae, accept my soul. The storyteller runs his hand along the blade with a sad smile. I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yaniel was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing. Do you see the future of this sword? Just one of the numerous possibilities. The blind elf touches the sword hilt, and metal rings in his voice. I slide out of the sheath swiftly. I proudly watch the army of warriors led by my lord. I sing, slashing the air, putting courage in their hearts. I am radiance. Tremble, city of Drezen. My lady Yaniel has perished, but I am not done yet. Charge! The storyteller returns the sword to you. It is nice to know that this sword's glory days are not over. It has many battles ahead. Take care of it. It is a glorious sword. Show Terendilev's scale to the storyteller. Tell me about Terendilev. The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. A clear sky sways over me, or sways above me, blazing with heat. I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I am so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. all these people around me. Out of sympathy for them, did I choose to leave the mountain. I gave up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am affected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I am glad they did not suffer, but I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them, all because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me, but the only thing I hear is, "Your mentor, he will come, he will help," and I lose consciousness. The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. Such hatred from Turendelev? Wasn't she on our side? Turendelev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Turendelev you met in Canabris had gone through many trials to regain her former purity. What happened next? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead. Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Turendelev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we will know more about her struggle. However, no matter what we learn, remember, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself, for dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too. Show Finian, tell me what you see. Hello, Grandpa Elf. The storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts into a grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table and the bladesmith, everyone calls him bladesmith. He placed a device with a jar over me. It feels like I'm being fried. At first, I tried to break free, but I got tired. Then I screamed, but now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. The storyteller stops, his voice changes, becoming more frightened. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up, the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse covered with a black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My favorite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those Crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to, and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even just for a minute. I just have to understand what's happening to me. Just need to rest. The storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. That is Finian's past. But what awaits him in the future? The dead have no future, but... The storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day, and a boat, flying over the waves. I am so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul exiting or existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Thank you for your story. The storyteller gives Finian back to you. Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonorable deeds. Come on, Grandpa Elf. I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. Alright, I don't have enough to restore the Belkle. We have more important things to do. Return with new stories. I will be waiting. Right. Can I help you? Storyteller nods gratefully. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Canabras there is a manuscript offered by an elf from Keonan who witnessed Earthfall. The storyteller's voice suddenly breaks and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try to, I have failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists and is held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored at the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Grey Garrison has fallen into enemy hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. Alright. We'll have to pick up on this later. I have to go now. I wish you interesting adventures. And I leveled up. But I'll have to deal with that tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Alright, everyone who came by, thank you very much for joining me in this run of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and the battle for defending the Defender's Heart. I'll be back on tomorrow. I hope to see you then. And until then, please,